Hi guys, we are going to use what we have learned so far in chapters 10 with bar graphs, picture graphs, tally charts to solve some of these story problems. And we're going to have to really look carefully at what is in the story problem and use our graphing skills to solve. So let's look at number 1 to start. It says Jake has 4 more train cars than Ed. Ed has 3 train cars. Ben has 2 fewer train cars than Ed. How many train cars does Jake have? Well, when we have a story problem like this, we need to figure out what is the main question. What is it that we are going to have to answer? And that's right here at the end. How many train cars does Jake have? So when we finish with everything, we're going to put the answer for how many cars Jake has right here. Let's start by looking at the information that we know that we have in our story problem. I'm going to start by using red, and that's going to be Jake. Any information with Jake's going to be in red. Jake has 4 more train cars than Ed. Now let's use blue for Ed. Ed has 3 train cars. And let's use green for Ben. Ben has 2 fewer train cars than Ed. Now we have some important information in each of these for us to remember. Jake has 4 more train cars than Ed. Ben has 2 fewer train cars than Ed. But it actually, when we look at this story problem, it tells us in blue, Ed has 3 train cars. It doesn't tell us that he has more or less than anyone. It tells us exactly how many he has. So I can use my blue and I can graph with the bar graph 1, 2, 3, showing that Ed has 3 train cars. Well, we have to still figure out the others. So let's look at Ben. It says Ben has 2 fewer train cars than Ed. So that would mean I would take 2 away. So that would be 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. And when I look here, I can see there's 2 fewer spaces than what Ed has. Now Jake, it says, has 4 more train cars than Ed. So he has the same number as Ed plus 4 more. So I'm going to use my red and I'm going to color in the same amount that Ed has, but then I have to have 4 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Or it could be 3 plus 4 equals what? It equals 7. So what I'm going to do, like I've done on all of my other graphs, is I'm going to write the total numbers at the end. So let's start with Jake. We just said he has 7. We know that Ed has 3 and Ben has 1. Now we're going to go back up to our question. How many train cars does Jake have? I go to Jake and I know he has 7. So I'm going to write my answer of 7. That's using all of the skills that we've been practicing this whole chapter so far. Let's do it again now with number 2. Marla has 8 dolls. 3 dolls have blue eyes. The rest have brown. How many dolls have brown eyes? So our question, what we're going to mark for our answer, is how many dolls have brown eyes? And when I look at my chart, here's the dolls: blue-eyed dolls, brown-eyed dolls, and our numbers. If I go back into my story problem, it says that 3 dolls have blue eyes. Here's blue. So I know I can go ahead and mark that. 1, 2, 3. When I look at the rest of my story problem, I know that she has 8 dolls altogether. So I'm going to start with my 3 and count on. but I'm going to start right here. I don't have brown, so I'm just going to use black. So I have 3 with blue, then this would make 4. This would make 5. This would make 6. This would be 7. And that would be 8 total. So now when I go back and I look, blue eyes, 1, 2, 3. Brown eyes, go all the way and down, and that makes 5. So if I write my answers, I have 3 blue, I have 5 brown, and 3 plus 5 equals 8. But I have to make sure I'm answering my question. How many dolls have brown eyes? 5. So I'll write my answer of 5. All right, if you have your paper at home, go ahead and put this paper off to the side and get out your next paper. Oh, all right, we have lots of blank information here. We are going to find out about the eye color of our classmates. Now, unfortunately, we're not with any of our friends and our classmates, so we're going to kind of just make up some numbers. When I look at the top here, it says to write a question you can ask your friends, and it would have to be about eye color. Well, could it be what is your eye color? That would be something we could answer. What is your eye color? Question mark. All right. So now in number 4, it says ask 10 friends your question. Make a tally chart. All right. So we're going to put up here eye color of class. It's kind of messy. I'm sorry. And we could say we have brown. Oh, that's moving on me. Brown, blue, and green. And we're asking 10 friends. So if I was going to be asking these 10 friends, I would go around my room and say, what colored eyes do you have? Or I might just look at their eyes. The way we're going to do this today is I'm going to just say, first person I see has blue eyes. The next person I see has blue eyes. Then I see another one, brown eyes. Mrs. Grinstead has green eyes. So there's another one. Oh, I've bumped into someone else in the classroom. They also have green eyes. Now, so far I've asked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. I have 5 more to go. Next person, they have blue. The next person, again, blue. The next person, once again, blue. And remember, I cross. I go up to my next person, they have brown. And right now I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. The last person, brown. Now that I've made my tally marks, I have to write my totals. So for brown, I see 1, 2, 3 tally marks. For blue eyes, I see that cross, so that means I have 5, and there's nothing after that. So 5 is my total. And for green, 1, 2. So I see 2. So my tally chart is now done. Let's move on to number 5, where we're going to use our tally chart to make a bar graph. So we're going to start by putting our title, and we'll say again, eye color of class. On the side, we're going to say color. And on the bottom, number of students. And the first eye color we had was brown. And then we had blue. And last, we had green. Now when I fill in my bars, I'm going to use those colors. Now remember, I don't have a real true brown. I'm going to do my best. When I look up at my tally chart, I see that we have 3 brown. So I'm going to color in my bar to 3. There's 1. That goes to line 2. And there's line 3. For my blue eyes, when I look at my tally chart, that goes all the way up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, line 5. And last one, green eyes, we had 2. 1, 2. And if I do what I've done on all of my other graphs, I'll just write my answers. Oh, well, it's in green. Write my answers 3, 5, and 2. Now, for number 6, I want you to do this with an adult or someone that you are working with. What did you learn from the graph? So looking at the bar graph, what's something that you learned? Could it be which color had the most kids in the class with that eye color? Could it be which one had the smallest number? Were all the eye colors there? Maybe you have hazel eyes. We didn't count for hazel eyes. So talk to someone at home about something that you have learned from this graph. You will have an assignment on Google Classroom that has to do with taking information from a story problem and putting it into a graph.